We are back with some news on the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni feud. Picture this. You build a castle of gold atop a single emotion, pain, only to see the stonework crack when the judge asks for the receipt. That is the storm Blake Lively stands in. Her sprawling 13-count lawsuit once promised a courtroom blockbuster, accusing director-producer Justin Baldoni of every sin short of grand larceny. This week, though, the plot swerved. The two loudest allegations, the ones screaming intentional emotional torment, vanished overnight. How did we get here, and what does it mean for Hollywood's most talked about legal fight? Let's rewind the tape. Flashback to late summer 2023. Entertainment sites melted their servers as Lively's 57-page complaint dropped. Sexual harassment under Title VII, retaliation under the California Labor Code, plus an alleged stealth PR hit job. Reading it felt less like legal prose and more like Shakespearean tragedy, complete with villains, gasps, and a damsel drowning in anguish. Yet beneath the headline thunder, one phrase echoed: severe emotional distress. That single thread stitched every cause of action together, inflating potential damages into 8-figure territory. But remember, an opening filing is just the trailer. Discovery decides whether the movie gets greenlit. Let us start with counting the cries. Let's crunch the numbers. Analysts spotted the word suffer 31 times, emotional 30, and distress 18 in that original brief. Repetition is hypnotic. It plants ideas before arguments begin. Think of the O.J. Simpson mantra: if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Lively's counsel swapped rhymes for a symphony of suffering, hoping jurors would hum the tune all the way to a verdict. But like any melody played too loud, it risks becoming noise once someone asks, "Where's the sheet music?" and that somebody arrived in the form of discovery. Then there's the discovery that turned up the heat. Discovery is the lawsuit's x-ray. Baldoni's camp, led by courtroom tactician Steve Sorrow, demanded everything. Therapist notes, counseling invoices, prescription logs. Proof the plaintiff's anguish wasn't just headline ink. That isn't cruelty, it's litigation 101. She's claiming panic attacks so fierce you couldn't work? Show the prescription bottles. Lively's attorneys outraged, branding the request a publicity stunt and refusing a HIPAA release. 4 weeks the standoff simmered until Judge Richard Lehman played referee. Deliver the files or ditch the claims. It was the legal equivalent of show or fold. Lively's team folded. The unexpected judge, Lehman's bombshell order. On paper, Lively dropped her intentional infliction and negligence-based distress counts without prejudice, preserving a theoretical right to resurrect them. In reality, the judge's dagger remained. Try reviving those claims later and you'll still need the receipts. Worse, he barred her from sneaking distress evidence into any remaining counts. Legal strategists compared the retreat to sacrificing a queen mid-match. You can still fight, but every move becomes survival mode, and jurors notice who blinked first. Baldoni's lawyers released a 3-sentence statement. Facts over theatrics, evidence over adjectives, victory for truth. So, what's still standing? Strip away the melodrama and the lawsuit's skeleton creaks. What remains is a theory that Baldoni and 2 PR executives orchestrated a covert campaign to sink Lively's image, costing her future roles. Neat narrative, except no smoking gun email or memo has surfaced. In leaked deposition snippets, Lively concedes she felt targeted but can't recall specific conversations. Legal analyst Hannah Truong calls it trying to nail fog to a wall. Each discovery deadline that arrives empty-handed turns that fog into mist. These are celebrity chess moves. Courtroom chess isn't the only game. Reputation chess happens on red carpets. Enter Ellen S. Gaffalo, once of Taylor Swift's powerhouse firm Venner LLP, now proudly wearing a Baldoni badge. One resume switch, and gossip columns lit like Vegas. Does the Swift camp, once inseparable from Lively, see an iceberg ahead? Add whispers that Ryan Reynolds is quietly blaming his spouse for the PR inferno, and Lively suddenly looks stranded on an A-list ice floe. Publicists I spoke with predict a slow fade. Fewer double-date selfies, stealth Instagram unfollows, mysteriously conflicting Met Gala schedules. Sympathy melts faster than you can say box office poison. Let's discuss dollars. Damage and desperation. Behind the headlines hums a ruthless ledger. Court filings show each side burning roughly $75,000 a week in legal fees. For Baldoni, that's a reputational investment. Clear your name now, recoup later. For Lively, every hour build chips at a net worth tied to future blockbusters and luxury sponsorships. 2 streaming giants have already paused casting talks, citing litigious risk. One executive confessed that audience sentiment algorithms now flag any actor whose off-screen persona feels erratic or combative. Translation: even if Lively scores pennies in court, she could lose millions on the back end. No wonder some insiders whisper she's playing a fatigue strategy. Drown the public in filings until attention drifts, then negotiate a hush-hush settlement. Trouble is, you can't bore people when fresh drama keeps hitting refresh. Like lopping off your own distress claims. What about the endgame question? So here we are. Discovery ticks on, depositions loom, and Judge Lehman has zero patience for gamesmanship. If Lively can't pin Baldoni to a paper trail of sabotage, the remaining counts may die at summary judgment, sparing Baldoni a jury entirely. On the flip side, a single damning email could still sting. It's legal roulette and the wheel is spinning, yet the cultural moral is bigger. In 2025, reputation warfare demands screenshots, not stories. Feelings may win followers, evidence wins verdicts. So what's the conclusion and call to action? 2 emotional distress pillars lie in rubble, 11 shaky beams remain. The scoreboard reads Baldoni 2, Lively 11-ish, but momentum hides between the numbers. Will Blake Lively gamble on a fragile PR conspiracy theory? Or fold before discovery buries the rest? Drop your prediction below, smash that like button, tap subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a single gavel strike. Because in Hollywood, the real drama always rolls after the credits.